Greetings, my beautiful beings of light. Welcome to your combined Vision Quest portrait. Your Vision Quest portrait is like a roadmap to guide you to living your dream. I will be taking you on a visual, energetic journey to help you realize your vision. Part of that journey requires remembering where your souls originated and the path they traveled to Earth. Your Vision Quest portrait will also help you reveal where there are issues that may be blocking the manifestation of your dreams. We will talk about where you got jammed up or ran into roadblocks and how to free yourself so that you can continue into your final destination of actually manifesting your vision, where you will joyously express the unique spirit of you for the highest good of all. In this video format, you have the benefit of moving energetic graphics specifically chosen for you that will shift you internally to help you break through any resistance that keeps you from realizing your vision. We are going on a full circle pathway so that you have the opportunity to observe a clear blueprint in order to create your vision and realize an abundant, loving, joyful life. We will begin with your immediate heavenly message, then go into the transformational healing represented by the images on your left in the completed Vision Quest portrait. From there, we proceed to your soul's mission and heart's desire with the images located at your universal heart center. And then from there, we move to the right of you, where you will find the images that tell the story of the final outcome of your journey, where you will see how your divine gifts and talents are expressed globally within your vision. This is, of course, as long as you heed the heavenly message and attend to the inner transformational process. When this is accomplished, your dreams can't help but manifest, as you will have learned to trust in your own intuition so you can gracefully follow any and all of your heart's desires. In order to do so, you must be willing to ascend. Ascension is the key to the pearly gates where all dreams come true. To ascend is to become one with your all-knowing higher self, your source. To allow yourself to be the unconditional love you are, which will propel you into deliberately desiring and consciously intending to shift from your less than joyful existence, manifested from a state of fear, to the conscious and deliberate state of love. You do this by aligning your human self with your higher all-knowing self, who knows only divine love and oneness. Within your Vision Quest portrait are multiple images and symbols that have been channeled through for you from your higher self, each having a specific meaning and particular placement in the portrait, relating not only to the uniqueness of you, but also specifically related to manifesting your vision. In this Vision Quest portrait, you will realize the soul spirit of you, as well as learn about how to align yourselves with your vision. As the soul is intending to expand its expression of love through the human experience we call life, and your vision would be an outer manifestation of the divine love you are. You will become aware of any healing that is necessary from a causal level of mental misperceptions and or emotional charges that need to be released in order for you to clear those incorrect beliefs, so that you can accomplish all that you desire. You will also be given specific suggestions of applications and modalities to accomplish that healing lovingly, as each provides ease and comfort as well as beauty and grace. This is the natural state of who you are. The immediate heavenly message. In both an aura portrait and Vision Quest portrait, there is always an immediate heavenly message so that you can understand what your higher self is attempting to have you focus on in this present moment. The light pink and white star in the upper right-hand corner is the reminder that in order for your vision to manifest, all that you do in any given moment, regardless of whether you perceive it is directly related to your vision or not, is to be handled with total love. This is especially important when you are dealing with the relationship with yourself. Every thought, word, action, and deed is to stem from the state of love. No more being hard on yourselves for any reason whatsoever. You are magnificent divine beings of loving light, and nothing less than love needs to be entertained in your everyday world. Your behavior is always to be a shining example of the truth of who you really are. This flower-like image, positioned behind both of your heads, is a portion of your mandala. It is your halo, your crowning glory, symbolic of your many years of experience in past lives, as well as this that has led to the golden wisdom you now hold. You do know that love is all there is. You have been reminded over and over through many joyful as well as adverse encounters and life experiences, and as such, that knowingness of being love and expressing love is the predominant color of pink and rose in your halo. It is highlighted with a bit of violet to remind you in order to stay in love, you need to use the violet flame. The violet flame is the masterful tool of the alchemist to change the attitude, which then shifts the consciousness. Using the violet ray to overcome any perceived negativity regarding a person, place, or thing will ensure your life force energy, the red, to continue the cycle of inspiring, the orange, others to return to home to love. Those others are seen in the images circling the halo that look a little bit like they're wearing Mickey Mouse ears. All of the colorful energies begin at the center and expand outward to touch the lives of many. This halo is also purposefully planted firmly in the center of your mandala to help you hold and keep your focus on the most important component in the vision quest, the love of self. The true love of self is what creates all wonderful things in life. You are both already aware of what the lack of self-love creates, so there is no need to address that any longer. This is one of your background images. It is the first layer in your portrait, and it is included here so that you may view it in detail. The image represents each of you as an individual. It shows a colorful angelic being of loving light gently descending upon the earth, carrying its vibration of the rainbow ray. There are few souls upon the earth who have mastered this total weaving of all the colors of the rainbow. Most of the Rainbow Soul Group are newer to this dimension and have only been arriving in the past few years. They are more commonly known as Rainbow Children. Although, as with all soul groups, there are always a few who arrive prior to the mass group. They come from the same group and dimension, arriving before the entire group, for the purpose of scouting to make sure the conditions are conducive to the soul group, and/or they come to assure that when the rest of the group arrives, they will find within these few who preceded them the appropriate conditions to ensure the loving mentorship and support they need in order to attain their mission. You are both from this soul group, and although it took you a bit of time dealing with other experiences, you did finally resonate toward each other and have made a commitment based on what you know is love and what you will do with that love for yourself and for others, with the expansion of your love manifesting as a center called home. You are rainbow angels, mentors for the new arrivals. Please just sit quietly for a moment as you absorb that statement and feel whether or not you are willing to accept it, or if there is some resistance. If there is some resistance, then we ask you, beloveds, why couldn't you be someone that is so magnificent? Yes, you have been termed and thought of yourselves as other soul groups, yet remember the rainbows, even though most of them have never incarnated before, have gained the experience of all the rays of the rainbows in other dimensions long before they arrived here as masters of love. You, as well as a few others, have had lifetimes upon the planet Venus. In this background image, you see the soul energy expressed in more vibrancy of colors. This is because the great awareness of love and understanding you arrived with has been awakened within you. There has been inspiration that has brought about a great deal of enthusiasm. The enthusiasm was the direct feeling result of a lifelong dream soon to be realized. But then the lower mental body, with all its self-doubt, still takes control at times, and the enthusiasm wanes with all of its ifs, ands, or buts. These vibrant rainbow colors show there is a deep desire to uplift Earth with the highest vibration of love. This image also represents your mastered soul love vibration in the form of color and the dimension of its origin. You are a soul who has mastered compassion and full of unconditional love. As it enters, it brings with us its higher wisdom of the golden ray, the combination of the mastery of all colors, but is specifically focused on expanding the loving compassion, the pink, out to all it encounters. The orange represents inspiration, meaning your soul is filled with its connection to its spiritual origin and is also intending to inspire all others to realize the highest state of love. God is love, and you are love, as is each of us. The deep reds are your passion for life awakening, and souls such as yourself, integrated with and expressing love outwardly, have the ability to show others the way out of their darkness into the light. They are more commonly termed the sun dancers, the original inhabitants of this dimension who planted the seeds of love to be harvested in this day and age. So despite any perceived atrocities, insults, or injuries from the past, you are now ready to always find a way to look through the eyes of love and to outwardly express compassion for your own past and for the many who are still entrenched in darkness. In this lifetime, beloved, as well as many others, you have suffered pain, not quite fully comprehending how certain people can do such horrific things. Yet, before this embodiment is over, you will come to fully understand that it is necessary to experience that of which is less than desirable, simply so that you can come to know that all experiences are nothing more than a choice to come into awareness of what is right for you and what is not. This is how we all shift from being a victim to being victorious, by knowing what we had previously perceived was done to us actually was done for us. Remember, I said, what is right for you. That means what is right for you in any given moment is not necessarily right for another in that same moment. Your soul mission and earthly challenge has been to choose love, no matter what the illusion looks like all around you. Because love is what you are, and not only what you are, but what you have mastered in many other life-fold experiences here on earth, as well as in other dimensions. Venus is a place where love has not been forsaken or forgotten. On Venus, all souls live in love, very much like the way Earth will be shortly. Because so many Venusians who have mastered the beingness of love have come directly from there to the Earth to grow the seeds of love, so that all may aspire to their greatness of the souls they are. On Venus, there are no words spoken. All are telepathic, and as such, you have found difficulty at times expressing the depth of love you are in this limited language of words, mostly used upon this planet. Oftentimes, you have found yourself gazing into the eyes of another, wondering why can they not know just what I feel? Why do they not feel as I do? Why is it necessary to attempt to articulate that of which is not articulable? These are feelings, beloved one, and no words will ever do them justice. You know how to feel deeply, and have thought yourself to be inadequate or unworthy at times because you feel so deeply when others appear not to. You have thought this is something wrong with you rather than what is absolutely right with you. Not all souls upon the earth have learned to honor and respect feelings. They fear them instead, incorrectly believing feelings will lead them astray, and thusly they turn to the lower mental body, also termed logic, for their guidance and answers. The lower mental body belongs to the ego, and the ego, although may come up with some answers, it will never know the truth as the soul does. The soul speaks through feelings. Knowing feelings is the true way to navigate through life to realize your fullest potential. You have always known this because you simply feel it. You know it even though you have had difficulty articulating how you maneuver or have had trouble trying to explain your knowingness to others. You simply know what you know, and now is the time to stop beating yourself up for knowing. Love is a beingness, and felt within the body form that provides an avenue of multiple expression of the love you are. Love is not a thought, it is the higher consciousness of knowingness. The more you heal within, the stronger and more courageous you stand as a pillar of light, as the nurturing inspiration for others to be and do the same, and allowing you to lead all soul groups to the gate of their heaven on earth and the unique expression of it. Regardless of what soul group any one individual is affiliated with, we are all rays of the sun, spelled S-U-N, not S-O-N, of the God-Goddess, expansive extensions of the Source. As the earth does not grow properly without the warmth and nurturing of the sun, we as souls cannot truly thrive without our connection to the source of all we are. The Lightworkers, aka Sun Dancers, preceded the other now more popular soul groups known as the Indigos, Crystals, and Rainbows. In a simplistic explanation, the Sun Dancers led the way. They were the first to bring the radiant light of God-Goddess upon the darkened planet. They danced in the joy of the light of the sun, because they knew they were love, and love is expressed through joy. They cut the path through the dense jungle, where most others fear to tread. They and you too are the fiery essence of the angelic kingdom, those souls that are always connected to God through the golden thread, the ray of higher wisdom. You were the first to walk upon the earth, but you were originally not in physical form. You had human-like shade, but you were transparent. You were pure light. Some of the original Sun Dancers, approximately 144,000, chose to digress into physical matter so they could better understand the illusion of matter in order to be more adept and efficient guides with first-hand knowledge. In the process, all forgot the higher truth in their everyday walking world, yet deep within them always existed the memory of whence and where they came. As the eons passed, they learned about the illusion and mastered it. They created blueprints and roadmaps so that others could follow and have an experience upon earth without having to cut their way through the jungle. The Sun Dancers cut the path and became the guides of digressing into the lower vibrations and coming back through the darkened tunnel into the light of the full knowingness that each of us is God and God is love. Each soul that followed this group had a better chance and an easier path along the journey to returning to love. Then came the Indigos, whose mission was to use the highways and byways created by the soul group who preceded them, and to travel along those roads, deconstructing all that was anything less than love. They too suffered from others in fear who chose to drug them, as opposed to allowing their very strong-willed free spirits. I am sure you will remember the Lightworkers basically chose to drug themselves, seeking an escape from a loveless world. The 60s were a prime example of this. Many took drugs and perished, and many took drugs which opened up their lower minds to something greater and higher than they were accustomed to on earth. In those days, the words peace and love became household words. Some of the indigos had conscious-altering drugs forced upon them as children to dull their awareness of who they are, as they were diagnosed as being out of control and threatening, when in fact they were here to make another major change. They would destroy all that was of the old conditioning, school systems that did not nor ever worked, and societal demands that also did not or ever work in terms of allowing the freedom of expression of the unique individual's self. Their job was and is to rid the earth of fearful conformity, so that those that already exist and those to follow could be free to be their loving, free-spirited selves. The crystals follow the indigos, and they are to rebuild a world of love. They now range in the ages of young children to young adults. These past few generations are filled with this soul group. You can see they appear to be far more aware and far more loving. Yet these precious beings have also had to deal with fear upon the earth. They too were wrongly judged for being different from those before them, and many were diagnosed as autistic, despite not having true autistic symptoms. They did not speak immediately because they had no need to. They communicated telepathically. They mentally projected their needs and wants within the immediate family circle, and all was met. As they approached school age and appeared to be lacking in proper speech development and had different behavior, they were tagged with a disease rather than recognized and acknowledged for their greatness. Following the crystals are the rainbows, who will take the earth into the final stages of heaven on earth. It is up to each of the preceding soul groups to make sure the ground is fertile for these innocents, to bring love into full maturity here on earth. It is up to all of us to make sure they are taken care of and reared properly in the higher wisdom, supporting the love they are and encouraging their seeds of greatness. You may have related to some of the other soul groups because you worked with all of them on one level or another, as do all rainbows. You are in a perfect position now, after many life experiences, to know where the pitfalls are and gracefully steer these children away from harm. It is simple to do this. All you do is continually speak words of love and greatness that they are, but not just to the rainbow children, but to all children of God, regardless of what soul group they are part of. You use the great compassionate love you are and have always been to hold the light high and bright to illuminate their path. The next three images, all in the background of your portrait, show your energies coming together with a common intention. The first image above displays the rainbow colors, as well as your paths of the past out of the darkness of fear into the light of love. No soul escapes this path, as it is the only way upon the dimension to realize that you are love, is to perceive the lack of it. You both have had different experiences with this, which makes you perfect candidates to guide others from their hellish conditions into the ascension of heaven on earth. In the bottom center of this image, we see the reds and pinks of unconditional love, the goddess, the feminine aspect supported by the foundation of the blue of truth. Mary, this would be your energies, displaying your path as you traveled through time, healing this incorrect belief of being lesser than, simply because you chose to express the soul you are in the feminine aspect. This is not unique unto you. Many girls and women suffer from the same, as the conditions of society for a very long time feared the feminine aspect, which led towards the persecution of the feminine and the illusion of being less than. At the center top, we see your energies, Vince, the cobalt blues of the truth and the gold of wisdom, the God, and at its base we see the violet, showing that you as well suffered trauma in the incorrect belief of being less than. Yet the violet ray is what saw you through, helping you shift that incorrect belief. The two star-like symbols are the two of you making your way to each other via the path of self-love. In this next image, you see the two of you joining forces to become the one that will inspire, encourage, and fully support not only self and each other, but many others as well. Your very presence can shift someone in an instant. This is true even when you stand alone, but when you stand together, the energy is more than doubled in its amplification. And as you merged, bam! The vision enters your everyday consciousness, and you form a sacred divine flower, petaled star, with an earthly base, this is the brown, to share your golden wisdom stemming from the truth, which is the blue, combined with the love, which is the pink, that expands beyond the borders of all that is. The inner focus. The inner focus represents the suggestions from your higher selves that are most important in this moment to bring your seeds of greatness into full maturity. It is fairly simple for both of you at this time. You need not make it any more complicated. All you need do is remember in each and every moment who you truly are and who your partner really is, and behave from that knowingness. Doing this will keep the focus of the outer manifestation and will cause it to be done with love and playfulness. Next you see your angelic selves kind of bowing to one another in the acknowledgement of the divinity, as they are prepared to dance together through a fun-filled experience on earth. The point being, you really know already who you are. All you need do is be. Your travels under the guise of finding the appropriate physical location are more about simply knowing what is right for you and what is not, and how to dance through life. This is how you clarify the vision and give it form. It is also about finding the tribe members that are spread out all over the world that will help you raise the children. The heart's desire. These next two images represent love expressed through harmony and felt as joy and light, realized and embraced through balance, and experienced as peace of mind. So it is within the heart of both of you to be in a state of love, which always results in peace of mind. You have been working on establishing this for self and then together, and now that expands out into guiding others to do the same. Remember, the heart leads the head, not the other way around. Most people fear the heart because they incorrectly perceive it has led them astray. It was not the heart, but the thought preceding the emotion, the thinking that love hurts. Let go, be love, don't be afraid. The outer manifestation. I am sure this image is not exactly how the spiritual center will appear. What is important to notice in this image is that many elements are combined. Rock, water, green, trees, flowers, and herbs, and the two of you standing upon the pillar, being the beacon of light, exposed with innocence, attracting the others with love. The herbs and flowers represent the many products that will be created from the gardens, products for the health and well-being. Beauty products, the different levels of the building, symbolize the different levels of consciousness that will arrive. Not everyone is going to be mastered, and that is why they need you. The living water symbolizes the flow of life through the many shifts and changes of the crevices, cracks, mountaintops, and valleys we encounter along the way. Water always finds the easiest path to its destination. The trees symbolize being grounded, yet reaching for the highest heaven. The rocks symbolize strength and the will to survive even when life has caused a few cracks. The two of you are on the higher ground, attained through your wisdom, gained from experience both darkness and light, and choosing the light. You oversee it all, staying connected to the earth, yet dancing in the air, like the angels you are. holding the higher consciousness and spreading the light to bring all God Goddess's children home, where they return to love. Your healing mandala. This is the crystallization of your aura portrait. In the center of your mandala is the image of the twin flames, each an individual, yet embraced in a union of perfect loving harmony. It is suggested that you print out both your Vision Quest portrait and mandala, placing them side by side with the mandala on the right. Spend at least 5 minutes per day gazing at both. The mandala's focus will be at the center. Thank you for trusting me to be your channel. You are my heroes and the wind beneath my wings. Be great, because you are already magnificent. In light, with love, from my heaven on earth to yours, your goddess sister in light, Eloria. If you feel you may require more one-on-one personal assistance, please first review the videos and articles at www.live-heavenonearth.com and find more products and services at www.eloriaraw.com.